Welcome to the UMO Coaches Show. I'm Michael Robertson for the Trojan Sports Network, joined today by UMO men's basketball head coach Joey Higginbotham. And Coach, you come off a week where you went 2-1, 3 road contests, really logging the miles. But let's first talk about that game with Erskine where you started off the week. Maybe one of the first, I shouldn't say one of the first, but one of the first opportunities you had where you guys were able to jump out early, get a good lead, and you were able to sustain that with not only efficient offense but good defense.
Yeah, our defense was key in that game. I don't think they had a person in double figures, and their leading scorer, Brandon Dark, we held. Jamal Mateen did a great job on him. And we made some shots. Usually Erskine, that's a tough place to play, but we did get up on that lead. And we took some quality shots, executed good on offense, but our defense is definitely what won the game for us.
Southern Wesleyan, a game that was tight right around halftime, tight starting to come out in that second half. You guys are able to pull away in that. What did you see coming from your team, and obviously going back-to-back road games, having to come home for a spell in between, then having to travel another 6 hours, that stuff? What did you see from a very young team that you have?
A lot. So one of the things in the Southern Wesleyan game was we weren't very crisp in executing offensively very well at all, and then Tayon and Jamal got 2 fouls. But when they went to the bench, they didn't score the rest of the half. Now, our offense wasn't very good, but our defense is what kept us in the game. And then we came out the second half, we put some strings together, put a big run together, and then again we maintained that lead with defense and executing. But that was a month ago would have been a whole different ball game. This team's grown up a lot and shown a little more toughness and grit and things like that. And definitely when the offense wasn't going our way, it didn't hurt our defense. Our defense was still there, so that was a big plus in that game.
Well, you talk about the team growing up, and I think one of them, maybe the true culmination of the coming out party of Saquon Jameson there in that Southern Wesleyan game. You've kind of seen the gears start to move for him and start to see his game come along in January. Did you finally maybe see him take that next step against Southern Wesleyan?
Yeah, he definitely did. Going against McCullough, who's Southern Wesleyan's big, who's the leading rebounder in the league, who's coming off a 23 rebound game or something. And, we challenged him, and he definitely answered the challenge. But the biggest thing was his rebounding has really taken a step up. But getting him to get us some scoring, get double figures, and give us another third or fourth punch, that's big. And that's what helped us that game. We were able to score at the rim, and he got to the free throw line and things like that. That was big. And he's growing up. We needed that game the next night, but he got no foul trouble. So.
Well, you talk about that next night against Limestone on Saturday, a tough game, a game you guys were in really all the way until the final horn. A game where I think you saw, as many teams have struggled to do, Sean Stewart really come alive. Well, I shouldn't say come alive, he's been alive. Really tormenting conference teams all year. But a game that, I think if you look a month ago when you guys played Limestone here in Carnegie Arena, was not nearly as competitive, nearly as close. You guys were in that game late as well. But what have you seen in this team, and maybe that was kind of shown over the course of this week, that how much they've matured in a month?
Well, the one thing, a compliment to my guys, they have not quit fighting at all. When things were going really bad and we were beat up and didn't have, they kept fighting. And these young kids right now they're more experienced freshmen than a lot of freshmen in the country. But the biggest step that we've made is defensively. On the defense side of the ball, defensive allowed us to play with Limestone and have a chance to beat Limestone. We did pull it out, but because our offensively, playing that back-to-back game, our shots were short. We had some good looks, but they just weren't going in. But our defense allowed us to be able to still be in the game, and that's where I'm most improved defensively, and we're rebounding better. We're taking better care of the ball. When we make we gotta make some shots to beat teams like Limestone, and we just didn't make shots. We cut it to 4. I think 5 times, and 3 of the 5 times we had 3 consecutive stops on defense, and we did not counter that on offense. And a team like Limestone and a player like Sean Stewart, who's phenomenal, he is one of the best players I've seen in this league, and I've been in this league for a long time. We guarded him very well, and I say that he had 30, but half of those shots were contested, and we were up his nose. I tip my hat to him. He's a heck of a player. Limestone's a good team. We definitely know we're better than we were the first time we played them. We just got to finish the season, get a little more fluid offensively, and tweak up some things on defensively. But we're excited about the remainder of the month.
You talked about the play of two of, I guess you can call them the veterans for this team, and Tayon Gleaves and Jamal Mateen. Tayon, I know, kind of hit a little bit of a rough patch there into December, maybe a little bit in the early January portions where it just really wasn't able to hit his shots. And then Jamal Mateen coming in here this semester. How big have their performances as of late been to this team as a whole in some of the winning ways?
They're huge. They're huge. Our margin of error is still very small, but they're huge. Tayon is playing confidence is a different level. And a lot of that is because of Jamal. Jamal brings a lot of confidence to his teammates, and Jamal kind of does the little things. He's not scared to challenge a teammate if he doesn't do right, or Jamal's going to get on the floor. He's going to get us an extra possession, and he's scoring a lot more this year too. But the guys are a lot more confident with Jamal. He's playing a lot of minutes right now, which I'd like to dial that back a little bit, but he should be fresh. He missed a lot of the first part of the season. But Jamal's definitely a big reason for us getting things turned around, and defensively, he just makes us so much better. And he makes everybody else better because he talks and puts guys in the right spot. And Tayon's playing with a lot of confidence right now. Those two guys are big. We got to have those, but we got some other guys that are playing pretty well and getting better every day.
I know there's still 7 games ahead of you in the conference season, but I think a lot of people are starting to look ahead a little bit. Maybe earlier in the year didn't have that luxury, but now seeing some of these wins come together, seeing the team mature. How much have you looked ahead, at least to putting yourself and talk to the guys about putting themselves in the conversation for the conference tournament?
Well, we talked about that. Right now, that was our goal, just to let's get in, and anything can happen in March. But we're playing better now, and I feel we're going to get there, and unless the wheels fall off or something. But we're just really honestly taking it, trying to get one game at a time. Coming off last week, on the road a lot, these guys fought through it. We went 2-1, which wasn't bad, and had a chance to beat the number 1 team in the league. Had a chance, didn't execute down the stretch, but we're getting there. We're taking little steps. It's been a process, and that's one thing we talked about all year long, with being young and dealing with a lot of the injuries and things that we dealt with. We got to trust the process, and like I said, I compliment my guys. They're trusting it, and they're fighting every single day. And we're excited for the remainder, February, the end of January, February part of the year, getting ready for the conference tournament.
But you look ahead and you've got 2 games coming up, one this week, then you get a little bit of a break, but then that same team going on the road against Belmont Abbey. What kind of challenges does that present? Obviously great after having 3 games in a stretch of 6 days, and now having a week available to kind of get those legs fresh again. But what kind of challenges does that present to play 2 teams back to back, for the same team back to back?
I honestly say I've never done it before in conference play, but I guess having the Converse game in there makes us do that. But it's preparation. You're preparing for one team, and then after the game, you're tweaking a little bit to prepare for the second game. So you're preparing for a 2-week or a 10-day period of one team and playing 2 games, but Abby's they've played a lot of zone. They got some great shooters, and it's going to be a big challenge for us, but we've got to continue to do what we're doing. We're not trying to change things all right now. This is what we're going to be, and just get a little bit better, tweak it here and there, and but playing the back-to-back, that's something you don't experience much in the January, February part of your season. But this part of the season, we're going to see a lot of familiar faces, teams, with the way the schedule's laid out. So just got to keep preparing and trying to get better every day.
Well, thank you, Coach, and good luck this upcoming week against Belmont Abbey.
Thank you.
I'm Michael Robertson for Joey Higginbotham. This has been another episode of the UMO Coaches Show.
Exceptional degrees at an exceptional value. That's transforming education. The University of Mount Olive. Transforming education. Transforming lives. Learn more at umo.edu. That's umo.edu.